Chapter 1, 1 Part 3. Bright eyes and blue sky, forgetful ᎢℋᎪN낳 emerald jade is lightly dressing. When Shaolai sings and dances, we'll always rely on the scenery. People who like to join the fun too much are easy to be punished. The girl should go back with us to get married. According to the matchmaker's order. My son is also very affectionate and righteous to the girl. Go away. Who wants to go back with you? Who knows who your son is? The three circles outside the forgetful tavern were crowded with people, all of them craned their necks to stare at the excitement in the lobby. In the middle was a little girl with pink makeup, with big almond eyes, a purple dress, and a silver hairpin dangling from her black hair. There was a little old man who looked like a housekeeper, who was persuading softly. How can you say that you don't know who my son is? Are you familiar with it if you become a relative? The little girl raised her eyebrows, and before she could say anything, she heard the little old man coldly say, "If the girl insists on escaping from the marriage, don't blame the old man for being impolite. Although the world are bid, Why, you still want to rob a civilian girl in broad daylight. Our Poison sect is still famous," the little old man continued. His wrinkled old face became cold. "Since we have a marriage contract, we can't allow girls to come and go at will. Come on. Wow, the Poison sect." The crowd of onlookers immediately took 3 steps backwards, and Brother Beggar, who was huddled in the front row with relish to watch the excitement, was caught off guard. His reaction was half a beat slow. "What's the matter, do you want to do it?" The little girl is not a vegetarian, she put her hand on her tender waist. "If you forcing me, this girl will bite her tongue and commit suicide here today. Let's see if your deflated third son wants to marry a tablet home, bring it on." The little girl obviously has a style that can be said and done. The old man was stunned for a moment, and the scene that was approaching white-hot immediately froze. What? I'd rather die than marry your family. Come on. The old man said angrily. Bold. How dare you dislike my Poison sect? I just don't like it. The little girl's big eyes wandered around the audience, and suddenly settled on the previously particularly eye-catching beggar brother. Her black and white eyes turned, and a malicious and cunning smile appeared. "I don't like your family even if I like beggars. For example, the beggar over there are handsome, dashing and romantic. Brother Beggar." Everyone. When the ethereal light flashed, they saw the little girl pounced gently and skillfully, and grabbed the hand of Brother Beggar, who couldn't dodge, affectionately. "Big brother, why don't you save me now, and let's get married?" Therefore, it is said that people should not be too fond of watching the fun, and it is easy for the pot to fall from the sky. The Poison sect cultist Covetous Eyes instantly stabbed Brother Beggar. The old man almost swallowed back the "where did it come from" and held his fist compassionately. "This young man, this is the internal affairs of my Poison sect." The crowd of onlookers who think they will see a funeral soon, took 3 steps back together. There was an extra 3 feet of open space in the huge shop, setting off the Brother Beggar who twitched the corners of his mouth in the open space. "Young chivalrous man doesn't want to stop me, does he?" Brother Beggar pulled his hand, which was useless. His whole arm was tightly hugged by the little girl like drowning floating wood. "Brother. I have heard that the Beggar Sect is famous in the world for a long time. Right now, the big brother sees injustice, he must draw his sword to help, and don't fall for the century-old prestige of the Beggar Sect." The little girl's series of crunching like bells, Brother Beggar stared at her for a while, and then pinched his neck in her stunned eyes. "You, are this neck pain? Why? It's full of hi-hat," Brother Beggar said sincerely. "It's too heavy. Even if a hero saves beauty, he shouldn't put his own life at risk." The old man stretched out his sleeves, a cold light flashed between his fingers, and walked towards to his side in a leisurely manner. Since this young man of the Beggar Sect has nothing to do with this matter, please leave here immediately, otherwise don't blame me for the sword have no eyes. Brother Beggar hurriedly said, if you have something to say, this lady is from your sect. It's not. They snatched me away. The little girl's face changed, and she squeezed out the pitiful expression on her face. Their son crazy, ill, couldn't walk, and was out of breath. Anyway, seeing that he was about to die, so they forcibly robbed the civilian girl to marry and celebrate. The little girl escaped after a lot of hardships, and now she has nowhere to go. The onlookers immediately expressed understanding. Oh. The old man said angrily, what nonsense. Brother Beggar hurriedly dodged and pulled his arm desperately. Misunderstanding, misunderstanding, it's all misunderstanding, I'm just passing by ordinary people eating melons. How can the dignified Beggar Sect stand by in the face of injustice? Help, big brother. As soon as a little girl sees you, her heart is sprouted. I won't get married in this life. Let's get together today. There are 80 old mothers, 8-year-old children, and a house full of wives and concubines to support. There is no problem with true love. The 5 poison sect is the problem. Let go. The little girl retreated desperately, and Brother Beggar fought desperately forward, and the two almost became a tug of war. Thump, the 5 poison sect cultist, couldn't understand the situation for a while, so he subconsciously stood on his feet, only to see that the little girl lost the strength of Brother Beggar and was pulled forward step by step. The old man narrowed his eyes suspiciously and said with a smile, young chivalrous man really knows the current affairs, very good, very good. Then he stretched out his hand to grab the little girl. The little girl originally hugged Brother Beggar's strong arm. As soon as she saw the momentum, she immediately withdrew her hand and slipped back. While screaming sadly and indignantly, she said, the great man of the Beggar Sect turned out to be a soft-footed shrimp. I misread you. Hump. Unexpectedly, as soon as she slipped over there, she was caught by the Brother Beggar. Who are you scolding? I'll scold you. It's none of my business, I have to teach you a good lesson today. Let go of me. You little girl. Help, help. The scene was full of chickens and dogs. The little girl barked and fluttered. The old man waved impatiently when he saw this, and several scattered housekeepers strode around, making a gesture of going to catch her. At this moment, everyone was almost huddled together, and the focus was on the screaming little girl. No one noticed that Brother Beggar was holding the little girl's tender lotus-like arm like a pair of iron pliers. He let go of his hand and turned sideways. A sharp light flashed in his eyes. Sleepy dragon skill. The sound of dragon whistling sounded from all directions, and the old man was instantly fixed by the frantic air current in the narrow space. Before he said, "Be careful," he saw all his men were caught off guard by the group of dragons. Immediately afterwards, Brother Beggar pulled out the dog-beating stick with his back hand, and thousands of sticks flew out of the sky, and in an instant, he repelled everyone from the 5 poison sect. Boom! With several loud bangs, all the servants slammed into the wall of the tavern and fell to the ground amid the broken bricks. Before the old man could get up, he hissed, "It's fraud. Don't let them run away." However, as soon as the words fell, 2 figures flashed in the sky. When they fixed their eyes again, Brother Beggar had pulled the little girl back to the tavern. In midair, she only heard Brother Beggar's roar echoed for a long time. "It's all you. Let go of me. Who is the soft-footed shrimp scolding? Tell me clearly." Ah! The scream suddenly disappeared, and the figures of the 2 disappeared in an instant. End of Chapter 1, Part 1.